And in our top business story, as mentioned earlier in the bulletin, individuals and companies were presented the Dubai Islamic Economy Award in recognition for their initiatives that have contributed towards the social and economic welfare of the Muslim population around the world. Now, in their second year, the recipients were honored for their innovative world-class business initiatives and ideas that are Sharia compliant and have contributed towards fostering prosperity and enhancing bilateral trade between Islamic nations. Speaking during the ceremony, His Excellency Hussein Al-Kamzi, head of the jury panel, stated that the awards seek to recognize the initiatives by individuals that enrich the Islamic economy universe. Innovation was recognized as the main criteria to evaluate the initiatives, whilst also considering the success of the ethical and social impact of the initiatives. The Governor of Malaysian Central Bank, Dr. Zeti Akhtar Aziz, was presented the Lifetime Achievement Award for her efforts of enhancing the Islamic financial system globally. Describing the last decade as a challenging time for the financial world, Dr. Zeti stated that Islamic finance is a robust system that has witnessed continued growth and dynamism during the period. It was further added that Islamic financial system is envisaged to connect world economies and is expected to act as a base for talent cultivation and human capital development in the coming years.
Essentially, we are seeing the evolution of the international financial architecture of Islamic finance that will allow for greater cross-border financial flows. And this is important because it will facilitate further trade and cross-border investment activities between countries. Islamic finance started off being as significantly domestic-centric, but now the international dimension has evolved significantly and allows for this international connectivity that has an underlying economic flows.
SME development was another major category of the Islamic Economy Awards, which was presented to the US-based company Launch Good. According to their founder and CEO, Islamic finance has witnessed tremendous growth in the Western world, adding that it creates a more just society.
Despite our small number, we can actually have a big influence, and we're starting to see that now. And I think as the Islamic economy grows, and if we're in particular able to bring some solutions to the West, we can have an influence that goes beyond just Muslims. And I think a good example of that is there are Islamic mutual funds, for example, where the majority of people that are invested in those mutual funds are not even Muslim. The Islamic economy is really focused on, that's a means to something greater, and that greater thing is a more just society, a more equitable society, a society that is stable. And I think we saw, especially after kind of the global financial collapse of 2008, it was a reset for people, but what are we doing with all this money, and what are we doing with finance, and it's a bigger picture. And so I think that's the chance Muslims have, or the Islamic economy has, is to redirect finance to be at the service of people rather than people at the service of finance.
Ghait Al Ghait, Chief Executive Officer of flydubai, today rang the market opening bell to celebrate the listing by the airline of a $500 million inaugural sukuk on NASDAQ Dubai. It was the 18th sukuk to have been listed on NASDAQ Dubai since the beginning of 2014, supporting Dubai's rapid expansion as the global capital of the Islamic economy. According to Emirates News Agency WAM, Isa Kazim, Secretary General of DIDC and Chairman of DFM, stated that the issuance and listing of flydubai sukuk demonstrates the important role being played by the Islamic capital markets in supporting Dubai's growth as a global aviation center. Meanwhile, Ghait Al Ghait, the CEO of flydubai, said in 2009, flydubai set out to build a world-class, affordable airline that provided passengers a higher level of service and facilitated increased travel to and from the UAE for business, tourism and trade. Given that 5 years on, we now operate 1,400 flights per week to 89 destinations, our financing needs have evolved, and this sukuk enables us to further build upon our achievements. The Emirate is one of the 3 largest venues in the world for sukuk listings, with current nominal value on its 2 exchanges totaling $24.05 billion. Slump in world oil prices will have no impact on the UAE's vibrant economy. That's according to the UAE Minister of Energy, Suhail bin Mohammed Faraj Faris Al Mazroui. According to Emirates news agency WAM, the minister went on to state that the UAE would move ahead with plans to boost its oil and gas production capacity, and the UAE Strategy 2030 will continue to focus on energy management, efficiency and rationalization. The UAE's refining capacity, he said, would increase to 1 million barrels per day by 2015. The minister believed that current oil prices were not sustainable and expected the world economy to grow at rates higher than those of today. He also urged not to jump to any conclusion in regard to the current oil prices, while there is a prospect for economic recovery and renewed hope about an increase in demand for oil and gas. He noted that the low oil prices provided an investment opportunity for all parties, adding that the current situation provides a fitting opportunity for reviewing contracts amidst falling oil prices. Khalaf Ahmad Al Habtoor, chairman of the Al Habtoor Group, hosted a gala event to mark the Al Habtoor Group's 45th anniversary on Tuesday evening. The chairman invited 600 VIP guests to join in the celebrations at Al Habtoor City, the group's landmark project, currently under development on Sheikh Zayed Road. The chairman gave a moving speech during the ceremony where he recalled how he started his company. Praising and commemorating the late Sheikh Rashid bin Said Al Maktoum, he stressed that the company continues to record strong growth, revealing that in the past 3 years, the group's total revenue growth was 37%, with an average annual revenue growth of 12.5%. The company's net worth over the same period jumped 20%, with an average annual net worth growth of nearly 7%. In the next 5 years, Al Habtoor expects to see revenue growth jump to 161%, which would equal an average annual growth of 32%. Meanwhile, the chairman anticipates net worth growth for the coming years to be 85%, with an average annual growth of 17%.
My dream was very simple. It was to provide my family with food and to put a roof over their heads. We think about the old days when I used to earn 250 Indian rupees a month. I thank God for blessing of giving me this prosperity. Do you want to know how I achieved my dream? By strong belief in God that I can accomplish anything I want. By surrounding myself with positive people. I don't leave things for tomorrow, I do them today. I live in the present and I plan for future. This is the secret of my success. But with God's blessing, I have exceeded even my wildest dream.
The chairman also honoured 19 private and public institutions that have supported the Al Habtoor Group over the years. Guests were also treated to a video of young children dreaming of becoming Habtoorians. The event concluded with a special performance by 60 Al Habtoor Group employees, choreographed by well-known British musical director and conductor Steve Sidwell.
Well, my greatest achievement is that we are investing in this country and believing on the soil of this country, and always I am encouraging a lot of people to invest here and to work here, and this is the place where people must come and work. There is a lot of visionary in this country. Our leader in this country, like Sheikh Khalifa and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, they are the people which we are in their footstep, stepping and to work with them jointly and as a partner to develop and to improve the growth of the country.
And finally, in the bulletin, Emirates Airline marked a record launch of 10 new A380 routes in 2014, and this week has released a mashup video that shows the iconic aircraft landing in 10 destinations spanning the globe. The Emirates A380 celebrated New Year's in style by taking off to Zurich. It then flew to Barcelona, London Gatwick in March, followed by Kuwait in mid-July, marking the world's shortest scheduled A380 service. Emirates then introduced the A380 to Mumbai, Frankfurt and Dallas. In December, the airline created aviation history by launching 3 new A380 routes in just 3 days, which include Milan and San Francisco, and followed by Houston. The aircraft continues to be a showstopper at airports around the world. The 3-minute-long mashup video features unique footage from the Emirates A380 flight deck, Emirates also reached out to plane spotters from around the globe who shared their footage of the aircraft touching down in their cities for the first time. Currently the world's largest A380 operator with 57 aircraft in fleet, Emirates is expecting to take delivery of 15 A380s in 2015 and currently has 83 A380s on order.